Okay. So ano ba 'to? Ito ay nag-spring from my Monnica Mumbles series that I started on Instagram TV na nagsimula because of Juan Miguel Severo reading one art in one of their podcast episodes sa Ang Walang Kwentang podcast. And I was inspired to read poems, of course, kasi one art, movie lines, book quotes, even song lyrics sa IGTV. And then, I thought nung nagsimula na ako ulit magsulat this year, dahil nag-stop ako magsulat for quite some time, because I was a happy person. I've been happy for a couple of years now. And as a writer, it's been hard for me to look for inspiration or look for hugots that I can put into writing. So I've stopped writing. And recently, because of an online community that I found through listening to podcasts, na-inspire ako ulit magsulat, even if I'm generally just happy. And yeah, walang heartbreaks or yun nga, walang hugot, walang pinaghuhugutan. Yun. So I recently started writing again and as a madaldal, as a laging maraming ebas, naisip ko na bakit hindi yung mga sinusulat ko ngayon ay gawin ko ring podcast. And yung medium that I use to share the things that I write is WordPress. And on the WordPress dashboard, you will see an option there to make your post a podcast. So, yeah, okay, let's read yung mga recent sulat ko na medyo pumatok. And nung tinry ko yun i-record, umabot ng 5 minutes. Ang haba. And I don't think that's something people who spend their time on IG would like to consume. So, pero syempre pinopost ko pa rin sa Instagram stories or Instagram TV yung mga ginagawa ko sa buhay kasi nandun yung audience ko eh. Pero ayun, nung napansin ko na, uy, kaya ko pala gumawa ng pyesa na 5-6 minutes kung babasahin. Why not ilagay natin sa SoundCloud? At least doon, audio lang talaga. And people there, or na people who sign up for a SoundCloud account or signing up to listen to music or to podcasts or to recorded stuff like this one. So ayun, recently as in just yesterday, I realized na 24 minutes na lang yung pwede kong i-upload na audio sa SoundCloud. Tapos, a thought came to me, wait lang. Itong mga dinadaldal-daldal ko rito, bakit kaya hindi ko ilagay sa Spotify? I mean, it's not an original idea. It was planted into my brain by Rai, one of the people I've met through that online community that I was talking about. And she has a point. Kasi kapag sa Spotify, walang limit yung minutes. So, that's a good idea because prior to me thinking about that or even just considering posting my stuff on Spotify, wow, official, naisip ko na rin na mag-expand yung Monnica Mumbles to what this is right now. So, ano nga ba to? So because of this pandemic, we've all flocked to the internet and most of our time we spend on social media. Yung mga before budding content creators or yung mga before na nag-iisip na what if mag-vlog ako? What if magawa na ako ng YouTube channel or something. Meron na silang YouTube channels ngayon. Nag-vlog na sila or yung mga kagaya ko na hindi magkaroon ng panahon magsulat in the past or pre-pandemic. Even if hobby ang pagsulat or passion yung pagsusulat. Ayan, nagkakaroon na ulit ng time na magsulat. And nag-boom rin ang podcasting. And I know for a fact, and I also agree, that not everything requires a podcast. Not everything should be in a podcast. But since I'm still camera shy because of the pandemic acne that I have, and because I'd like to create art, I would say, or at least I would like to document what's happening in my life during the pandemic. Andito tayo ngayon sa tenga mo na nakikinig sa tenga ni Ate Cathy at ni Camille, my 2 listeners. Yan. Ayun, naisipan ko na hindi ko makuha yung term. Ano kaya yung term? Na i-expand? Hindi talaga expand eh. Basta, naisip ko na mag-shoot off, what do you call it? Spin-off na yung Monnica Mumbles into something more than me reading poems, book quotes, song lyrics, weather forecasts, and things like that, into something that I am more in touch with, which is pakikipagdaldalan. Yan. Yun lang basically to, mga pakikipagdaldalan ko with the people in my life. Because I'd like to think na I'm a people person. And even if I appear suplada, or even if in the most recent years, I would say I soft spoken ako, because maybe like I've stepped back from being the bibo kid, dahil I think I've proven my point. I think I've made a name for myself, at the or at least I'd like to think. People around me already know what I can do. I can sing, maybe I can dance. I can do whatever other people want me to do. People know that already. So I've taken a step back and passed on the spotlight to my juniors, especially at work. And the past 7 years have been just work for me. So ayun, I feel like for a time na-suppress na yung communication skills ko, because yun nga, I've stepped back. I've tried to quiet down. I've tried to be on the sidelines and listen to what other people have to say. Yung kumbaga, I only speak when I am asked to. Not even when I want to speak. Basta parang pag sobrang kailangan lang talaga, doon na lang ako nagsasalita. And I feel like that has numbed my communication skills, na in the first place I would say inexistent, because marunong lang ako talaga makipag-usap kapag chikahan. Pero kapag dating sa trabaho, hindi ako masyadong masalita. Again, I just would like to think na I let my work speak for me. And yeah, but don't get me wrong, because when it comes to work, I'm a tax professional, and we deal with individual taxpayers, and part of our job is to talk to the taxpayers themselves. And like, there's this one service where we tell them, or we discuss with them, tax implications of a certain change in the work that they do, and that requires a lot of talking. So I say na I've stepped back from talking a lot, or from making chika a lot. Pero I've channeled all my energy na ginagamit ko before for chika to talking to clients. And even if that exercises my communication skills, pero from a technical perspective lang. So if you talk to me about everyday things, like mundane things, what did you do over the weekend? What did you have for lunch? I find it hard to answer that question, even if it's something very personal to me. Even if alam ko naman kung ano yung kinain ko nung lunch, or kung ano yung ginawa ko nung weekend, it's very hard for me to answer the question, kasi, I don't know, I don't have words for it. Una, I guess. Kasi yung words lang na alam ko ay business terms, tax terms, ganyan, technical terms. So feeling ko talaga nabobobo na ako. Kasi nahihirapan na rin ako makapag-usap. Even if Tagalog pa yung usapan, ang hirap. Like, oh my God, what's happening? So, yun siguro yung isang reason kung bakit may ganito. Para unti-unti, maibalik ko na yung pagiging madaldal ko. I mean, I know madaldal pa rin naman ako, pero madalas kasi yung daldal na ginagawa ko lately ay through chat lang. So, in chat, I can still compose sentences. I can still communicate. I can still keep the conversation going. But if I were talking to you, I would just, like, if we were actually chatting, or like this, ganito, nakikipag-usap, may actual voice akong naririnig, it's hard for me to absorb what you're saying, and for me to think of something to say back to you. Kasi yun nga, numb na talaga yung utak ko sa pagdating sa pakikipag-usap sa ibang tao, dahil nga, pandemic, working from home. Alam mo yun, just staring at screens all day, every day, and practically just all your interactions with other people are virtual na. And mostly, it's all chat. It's all just typing. And, I think yun yung main reasons. Wala lang, para ma-practice ko nga yung pakikipag-usap ko, yung mga daily conversations. And just to prove na Hindi talaga ako soft-spoken, hindi talaga ako suplada. Well, okay, for a time, I can be suplada. And kapag nakuha mo yung kiliti ko, naku, ang dami ko talagang chika and all. And gusto ko rin ipakilala at saka mas lalo pang makilala yung people in my life who I haven't seen in more than a year. Because again, yeah, we're all in lockdown. I'm far away from home right now. So maybe just catching up with them. I know parang ganito na talaga yung karamihan ng podcast formats na naririnig ko or napapakinggan ko, pinapakinggan ko. If you can't beat them, join them, 'di ba? Pero 'yun. So, sinong hindi madaldal? Sinong hindi marunong makipag-communicate? Madaldal talaga ako, and that's mainly because of the people in my life. And sabi nga nila, you are the average of the 5 people you are always with, or parang birds of the same feather flock together, or tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are, ganyan. So, yun, siguro ano lang 'to, parang dissection of myself, pero yung focus is on my friends or my family members, ganyan. Well, siguro yung last reason is para may release yung pagiging self-absorbed ko. Para kunwari about them yung usapan, pero sa totoo lang about me talaga. Dahil nga, again, who they are is a part of who I am. And in this subset of the Monnica Mumbles series, again, ang bida is my friend or my family member or the other person that I'm talking to. And pag-uusapan lang namin kung paano kami nagkakilala, ano ba yung ginagawa niya sa buhay niya. Well, mostly siguro mga accountants tong makakausap ko, no? Kasi ayun nga, most of my life right now is revolving around accounting, taxation, and pero I'll still try to find other people who are not in the accounting field but I've managed to become friends with. They will talk about the things they do, their 8 to 5. I'd like for them to do that, talk about that. And of course, I'd also like for them to talk about their passions, their side hustles, the things they do outside of their work when they're not glued to their screens, looking at Excel sheets and crunching numbers. And yun nga, yung, syempre yung mga other people din. And mag-reminisce kami what we did when we last met. Most of these people that I have in mind that I want to talk to in this series, I haven't seen physically in more than a year. So yun, siguro mag-look back lang kami what we did when we were last together. And siguro yung sa mga new friends na nakilala ko lang online and I haven't met in real life yet. Pag-usapan na lang namin or magpuplano kami na kung anong pwedeng gawin kapag nagkita na kami finally in person. Yun. Um, yun lang. Yun lang actually yung mga naisip kong pag-usapan. Siguro ano rin, kung may mga pressing issues at the moment or currently when we are talking, maybe we can also touch on that bilang maraming ebas nga. Yeah, so maybe that's what you can expect from this. I hope you find something or you get something from this. And if you don't, then sorry I wasted your time. All right. Hear me later?